Today is my first day ever visiting Saudi Arabia's desert oasis city. It's pretty crazy what you can see over here in AlUla. In this video, I find out that AlUla's most exclusive area isn't so easy to get into, meet some kind locals, and learn what Saudi Arabian desert food is all about, before getting nearly stuck in a very dangerous situation. It never rains like this here. After a long drive through the desert the day before, I got to where I was staying in AlUla just in time for a quick dinner before heading to bed. But the next morning, I was ready to get out and about. But this place is really turning out to be quite a nice place to stay. I mean, I don't have anything else to compare it to. My first full day in AlUla, and therefore, of course, my first time staying in AlUla. But since we're here, let's get out and see what it's like around here. There are just a lot of different sites out here in the desert. But there's one that's a little bit more exclusive than all the others and can take a little bit more effort to actually visit. That's the Ashar Valley, and it's about a 30-minute drive just going that way, really. Most often, to actually access the Ashar Valley, it means that you need to be staying at one of the hotels in the valley. I think there's about 3 over there. They're kind of like luxury type places, glamping experiences and stuff like that. But in addition to getting access just by being a hotel guest, there are also at least 2 restaurants over there. So with a reservation, you can also gain access to the Ashar Valley and check it out. And there's also another third option. There's a concert hall. So if you make a booking at the concert hall in the valley, then you also get access to go and check it out. But I think, I've been told by locals at least, that there's probably a 4th option, and that's to just go and kind of find your way in. And if you're stopped, ask nicely to enter. So I'm going to try option 4, and let's see what the Ashar Valley is like. So, just up back out here in the desert, got some dogs around, woof woof. And here's the car that's gonna take me, hopefully, into Ashar Valley so I can show you what this place is all about. Off we go then. There's really a lot of road construction going on in AlUla, and as a result, when you put some directions into Google Maps, it will often tell you to go take a turn that's not possible anymore, or even drive on a road that doesn't really exist. Ashar Valley is about 30 minutes away from the Airbnb that I'm staying at. But after a few twists and turns, I finally made it to the security checkpoint at the entrance of the valley. Hi, how are you today? Here is Ashar Valley.
Yes.
We would like to go in to take a look around.
You have ticket?
What kind of ticket do you need?
Go to Winter Park. Google Map.
Just to see Ashar Valley.
خلي ياخذ يسار بيسار.
Okay, thanks. Here. Okay, here. Okay.
What's your name?
My name, David.
David?
Yes.
Where are you from?
I'm from, we live in Germany.
Germany.
Alemania, yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
No problem.
Okay, shukran. Okay. Well, I tried to enter without any proper reservation or anything, but as you can see, they seem to do it by the book. And the local guy that told me I could get in must have had a different experience with a different security guard, or perhaps they just changed their policy. But the little catch over there, if you can't get in by just being nice, I hope I was nice enough. I don't know, maybe I wasn't nice enough. Maybe that's why I didn't get in. Anyway, the problem is there's no cell service there. There's no Wi-Fi or anything. So you've got to actually drive back towards a more central area in AlUla to a place known as the Winter Park. And then from there, hopefully there will be LTE 5G, some kind of cellular connection, and then I can book a table on my table, which they apparently do use in Saudi Arabia, at least at Our Habitas Hotel's restaurant. And well, I've got my camera out and I'm driving over to this place, and I've got a few more minutes. Let me just point out that I've been almost ran off the road going this way right now, and on my way to the valley just before. So driving over here in AlUla is an experience, but it can also be really dangerous from what I've seen. But as it turns out, the Winter Park actually has a tourist information center with really helpful staff. Soon enough, my wife and I better understood our options to visit the valley, and it seemed like the best bet to visit that day would definitely be with a restaurant reservation. So there's a selection of restaurants over at habitats. But all of them except for one are sold out. And this place is pretty expensive. It's pretty much the most expensive restaurant over there, so I guess that's why it's not sold out. The one that actually looked maybe interesting to eat at, it's called Tama. But you can see today is January 5th, and it's red. 6 tomorrow is also red, meaning it's all booked up. So the next time I'd be able to go would be the 7th. I've kind of already got plans for the 7th, so maybe we'll do the 8th, my last day here in AlUla. But even then, you have a minimum spend of 250 SAR per person going in. And they have a lot of rules about what you're even allowed to film in there. And included in that pretty stringent set of rules, it says during peak hours, your dining is limited to 90 minutes per table. So hypothetically, you could just stay in the grounds as long as you wanted. But in practice, I'm not sure how that works with all those security guards around. Right now, I'm gonna drink some Arabic coffee though. Hi. Could I drink some? Everything the same kind? Shukran. At that point, I was really wishing that I'd just made the Welcome Center my first stop of the day. And as it turns out, that Ashar Valley over there must just be really exclusive. And yeah, I didn't really consider it, but it is the very, very high season. And it's probably the busiest that AlUla has ever been in its history right now, just because it's kind of becoming very, very popular, both to domestic visitors and international visitors like me. So, the rumor, not really a rumor, but what the people working over at this very useful visitor center had to say is that there's no way you're gonna get in there without following the exact rules, which mean that you have to have a reservation at one of the restaurants or a booking at the hotel or a tour. The tour is booked out for 2 days. And the cheaper Thai restaurant still has a minimum spend of 100 SAR per person. But the unfortunate catch about that one is they only open for dinner at 7 p.m. and you're only allowed to enter the grounds from 6 p.m., 1 hour before any restaurant reservation. So that would be the cheapest option to get in right now during high season, since the free option just doesn't seem to be working. But if you were to get there at 6 p.m., nightfall would have already come and it would be dark outside. And right now, the weather has just changed dramatically, so it wouldn't be really the ideal time to enter the valley anyway. So considering this weather and the hardships endured trying to enter Ashar Valley, I'm gonna change my plans today and go back driving that way to see what the Old Town is like over here in AlUla. Oof, these sandy parking lots can get so dusty when cars drive around in them. But this is called the Old Town North parking lot. And how it works to visit the Old Town, just because it's small, there's not a place for all of these cars to park, you get a free taxi ride over to it. And parking is free. Assalamu alaikum. Oh, okay. And here's the free taxi ride. Ciao. This is certainly the nicest view I've ever had on a free ride. Or any ride, probably. Old Town? Okay, shukran. And now for a much more inviting and less exclusive place than the Ashar Valley, the AlUla Old Town. They start you off with the most beautiful Tim Hortons truck on earth. And the weather here is kind of crazy, just because I drove less than 10 minutes from that direction. And here it's clear and sunny. Over there it looked like it was fixing to rain. You can see that big cloud right over there. But so far, what I really like about the Old Town is it's surrounded by all of this nature. And they really have it set up nice here. There's a visitor's center with dates and coffee and all that stuff. Hi, how are you today? Is this for information or just to drink coffee?
Free, yeah.
Okay, shukran. They really like to hand out this Arabic coffee like it's water over here. Looks kind of like Hefeweizen though. And with the weather looking okay for the time being, I headed on a walk over to the AlUla Fort, which is basically right in the middle of the Old Town.
We are from AlUla.
AlUla?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, locals. Ana David.
Nice to meet you, David. My
Shukran.
name is Fahad and his name Shuja. And
Shuja,
this is
Fahad.
Yes.
And your uncle?
Yeah.
Ah, what's
Abdul
it?
Ali.
Abdul Ali.
Yeah. Are you a
Ah.
streamer?
No. Just YouTube. Just
vlog
YouTube.
to
Yeah.
Mumri.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Okay.
You just checking out?
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
Like free time.
Ah, okay. Hi. Abdul Ali, right?
Yes.
David.
Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Dawood.
Welcome.
Arabic. Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
You all live.
Second country. Welcome to the second country.
Second country. First country.
Your country.
I live in Germany.
Germany?
I live in Germany, born in USA, America. What do you think of Germany, America?
I will study in the United States.
Are you going to study in the, okay, which part?
Archaeology in Washington, Seattle.
Oh, Seattle. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I have to take umbrella with me.
Yeah, it's going to rain all the time, but you also have mountains like.
Yeah, like AlUla.
So you're an archaeologist? You will be an archaeologist. That's cool. Okay.
My favorite study.
Wow. Okay. Good luck.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Dawood?
Yeah, Dawood is okay. Yeah. Okay.
Nice-
Okay. Shukran.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Bye. And now I've got up from this Old Town area. I mean, I'm still in the Old Town. I'm just a little bit higher, and now I can see some stuff. So I guess, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this little whole area here is referred to as Incense Street. So where I was just walking through because I started my little journey way over that way towards the mountain on the main little strip where there's a ton of businesses, including a Dunkin' Donuts. But this spot, for one particular reason, I think is kind of interesting, at least according to what's written right here. Basically, this used to be, back in the olden times, the lost and found for the Old Town. That wasn't old then. So some guy would come up here and yell out to the town, "Your gold is lost. Your scarf is lost. Something is lost." And then the person would come running up here and get their lost item. But this isn't all that high actually. To get higher, you go up here in AlUla Fort. And so that part over there to the south that I was showing you before, it's called Al-Hilf. Spelled like that, I guess, in the Latin alphabet. And then Ash-Shakaik is this area to the north over here. So basically the Old Town was divided, kind of still is divided into two parts. And it's divided by Jabal Nasser. So let's go up and see what the fort's like. And for reference, as I make my way up to the fort, you start to get a really nice view of the southern area of AlUla, and then beyond AlUla, and way over there, where those white houses are, somewhere way over there is where I'm staying. So the population of this town, well, it's really a medium-sized city these days, is a little bit over 60,000. And it seems like it's growing quite a lot. This Old Town here is a protected area though, so they're not building massive buildings or anything over here, but you can see over in the distance, there are some cranes and there's some building activity going on over there. So one can only imagine in 5 years, I guess in 5 years also to go with the government's Vision 2030, building up places like this, how many people will be living here and what it will look and feel like after what probably is going to be a lot more growth. And at least this part doesn't require any expensive restaurant visits or tickets or anything like that. The fort here in the Old Town is free to visit. So the views once you get up here, along with the climb, are both just breathtaking. And I'm not really sure what's going on with the weather here today, to be honest. It's sort of deteriorated. Even above me, there's quite some clouds forming. And I can't really tell if it's going to rain or not. The forecast can't tell either. But regardless, I think I'm going to seek shelter in just a minute inside one of the better local restaurants, or so I've been told it is. So another cup of Saudi coffee and some dates as a welcome, and it was time to eat. Assalamu alaikum. Here, okay. I must say, I hadn't realized I'd be seated on a roof, but for the time being, the rain was holding out. So, restaurants in the Old Town, there are a ton, but unanimously, everybody recommends Tofria over here. And it's got views of the castle, which is a plus. After ordering, I had a quick look around the roof I was seated on. So this place, Tofria, which I learned means plate, is particularly cool because you get these little private dining areas. Like each table is in its own private area like this. And it's the style that the Bedouins used to eat in. So it's just about as authentic as you can get. When coming in, the waiter told me you're eating like it's 1,000 years ago, but I think it's actually like it's 2,000 or 2,600 years ago. I mean, that castle is just a bit over that old. So I can't say for certain how old these walls are, but they're pretty old. There's a lot of history, and the food they serve here is a part of that history. And very fitting for a place named Plate. They have beautiful plates, and they have really good smelling hand cleaning things. Like really good. It smells like, it kind of smells like a rich, like frankincense, incense or something, but in the form of a wet napkin. This is just lovely. So it's my first time trying what I've been told is a Saudi drink, lemon basil. And it tastes like as described. A lot of sugar, a lot of lemon, and a lot of basil. Avocado juice, another green drink that they have over here, would be my drink of choice, but they don't do that here. So just trying out this lemon mint. And then on the table, there's rice with meat in it, hummus, mutabel, some kind of salad called ek salad, and okra. Ah, thank you, okay. And bread to eat all of the hummus and mutabel with. Mutabel. This one's really nice because they serve it with little pink peppercorns. And hummus is probably the most widely known thing from the Arabic-speaking world. It's eaten outside of the Arabic-speaking world. So I don't have to say much about it, but this one's pretty good. Could use a pinch more salt, maybe a little more lemon, but that's really just to my taste. And I'm really not sure what to make of this salad, but it comes recommended, so let's give it a try. And this salad is looking quite milky, but any breakaway from the cucumber tomato salads after spending a few weeks here, I'm gonna take it. So let's see. As someone who also speaks German, it makes me laugh a little bit that the name is echt, because in German, echt would be like real salad. And this rice looks pretty impressive. It's kind of listed on the menu as something for one person, but it became pretty clear after talking to the people working here that it's really something for more than one person. I mean, look at the size of it. And basically this dish is a dish of slow-cooked mutton and rice, just kind of cooked in its own juices. The meat just literally comes like right off the bone. You can see how soft it is. Many hours cooking for sure. And the taste, it's really perfect. Not too salty, full of spices, but nothing like super spicy or overpowering. And here you get a good amount of meat with the rice, which isn't always the case in Saudi Arabia. And on top of that, this place does okra and tomato sauce, which is a great dish. If I'm not wrong, I think it's connected to the Ottoman Empire. Honestly, this okra stuff is super popular in Turkey, modern day Turkey, Turkiya, before Ottoman Empire. Same kind of thing about shawarma, really. Let's see how that tastes on some of this rice. And if you're familiar with okra from many parts of Africa, or the okra that was brought from Africa to the Americas that's not popular, like in the south of the United States, for example, usually you get a bigger sort of okra in those parts. This one's really, really small. And it's perfect. It's like gooey, but I really like that about okra. Some people say you need to like fry the okra before you cook it in something else to make it not as gooey, basically. But for me, that's the whole draw of okra. It's like a super vegetable that absorbs whatever spices you put in there in the way that I want it to. And it always has a lot of body. And this one is just perfectly spiced and not too salty either. So between a very authentic experience, beautiful views, and pretty nice food, Tofaria is a very good place to eat, at least in my opinion. So after eating, I walked around the old town and found a nice cafe. But by the time I was back outside after waiting for coffee, the storm I've been keeping an eye out for all day long was just about to start. At first it seemed like it might just be a little rain, but quickly strong winds started to blow and lightning started to rage in the distance. At that point I either needed to leave real quick or find a safe place to wait it out. It's a lot of rain. and lightning. And there's nowhere to go here. Luckily, it's flood-proof for the most part. I wasn't the only one who got stuck though, and pretty quick flash flooding started to happen. Welcome to AlUla.
Yes, we come AlUla.
Where are you from?
This is where we go, huh?
From AlUla?
No, from Riyadh. All this water is going to come through here in a minute.
Where would you go? Which way would you go?
From the mountain, come down the water.
Yeah.
Anyway to the north.
North.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Take care, bro. Luckily, though, my car was parked at slightly higher ground to the north. So making my way through the heavy rain, I headed to my car as fast as I could. And after talking to a few different people, some locals, some who visit here often, this is the first time anybody's ever seen a rain like this here. So right now, I'm just trying to get away from the mountain that's kind of back that way. That has a higher risk of causing a really quick flash flood. But as you can see, tons of water is falling right now. You can see it's a really terrible time to be out here because there's lightning. Really not safe, but it's more safe to be going this way than standing over near that mountain. But now you can see all the water is flowing that way, south, because I'm going uphill now and away from the mountain. So assuming my car hasn't been swept away in the mud, it could be quite deep over here, should be good to go. Hopefully get back to where I'm staying, and we'll see from there. And you can see these were really flash flooding rain, like very quick rain. It fell really fast. And it's already over here. I think back there might still be some drizzles going on. And up here, we're uphill, so it's not really that much deep water or anything like that. But just where I was walking back there, it was getting deep fast. So that one really came quick. I think I could have left about 2 or 3 minutes quicker and probably made it to my car running, which is like 2 kilometers from where the rain started, where I was. But I didn't. It looks like everybody's leaving a concert here. So for my very first day in a brand new place, it wasn't exactly what I'd had in mind. But you definitely couldn't call it boring either. Covered in dirt. Experience AlUla. The next day, the sun was back out, and I was ready for another AlUla adventure. So make sure you're subscribed for future videos from Saudi Arabia and around the world. Definitely hit that like button if you haven't yet, and I will see you all in the next video.